Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Well, we woke this morning to news of the Conservatives beating Labour in Scotland and another SNP triumph. But it looks tonight as if Labour has defeated the Tories here in London. What does any of it matter if elections are unfair and the rules guaranteeing their integrity are flouted? This programme has been investigating Conservative Party general election expenses in 27 key marginal seats last year. Several police forces across the country say tonight that they've started criminal investigations and have or will apply for the time limit for prosecutions to be extended. Here's our political correspondent, Michael Crick.
For 3 months, we've exposed how the Tories spent nearly £200,000 in 3 by-elections and last year's general election that weren't declared in their local spending returns.
Lord Feldman, did you break the law in spending all that money on those elections? In Thanet South and in the by-elections?
No,
Were you breaking the law?
We did everything in accordance with the rules.
That sparked an investigation by the Electoral Commission, who last week asked the police to consider applying to extend the time limits for criminal prosecutions. And today, a whole flurry of police forces announced they would do just that.
The idea of a group of police forces coming together to coordinate an investigation and each one getting the extension of time to look into the election in their area is unheard of. And it means they are taking seriously as a police service the issues that were raised by the original Channel 4 news report and the issues that people like me have been worried about for a long time about malpractice in marginal seats, parliamentary seats, involving the major political parties in terms of how they spend and what they're prepared to admit to having spent.
So, who is being looked at? Alex Chalk and Neil Carmichael may fall under Gloucestershire Police's official investigation. West Yorkshire Police have confirmed they will seek an extension we understand covers Stuart Andrew in Pudsey. And Derbyshire Police will seek extensions too. That's Nigel Mills and Maggie Throop. Scott Mann, Kevin Foster, the Minister George Eustice and Oliver Colville are all being looked at in Devon and Cornwall. And Nottinghamshire say they will consider extensions. That means Business Minister Anna Soubry and Mark Spencer. In total, police may seek an additional 12 months to investigate up to 27 sitting MPs, including Craig McKinley, who beat Nigel Farage in South Thanet.
Unlike other criminal offences, election offences, the police and CPS have to bring their charges within a year. By being allowed this extension of a year, it will allow them time for the Electoral Commission investigation to come to an end, and it will give the police essentially 1 more year of investigating time to see if they need to bring charges.
The Commission is also investigating whether Conservative headquarters broke the law and failed properly to declare campaign spending. That includes £100,000 the party spent on 3 by-elections in 2014. The party has already admitted an administrative error meant that they failed to declare £38,000 in hotel costs for the Battle Bus campaign last year, which they claim were part of their national spending. Documents obtained by Channel 4 News indicate that the campaign was signed off at the very highest levels of the party, including the chairman, Lord Feldman, and the chief strategist, Linton Crosby.
Sir Linton Crosby for political service.
Mr. Crosby himself was at Buckingham Palace today, receiving a knighthood from Prince Charles. The Electoral Commission is conducting a full investigation that's expected to last for several months, and the information they obtain is due to be shared with police. Today's developments are a clear sign that they're taking this matter very seriously.
And Michael's with me here at City Hall. Just take us through the MPs and why it matters.
Well, you've got to remember here that this is all about a level playing field in elections. There are rules about how much you can spend in a local campaign, roughly £15,000. Now, the Conservatives insist that they kept within the rules. But under election law, if you're going to prosecute and try and disqualify and overturn a result, you've got to do it within 12 months. And the 12 months is very nearly up. And what's been happening today is police have been announcing that they're applying to have the 12 months extended by another 12 months, as they're allowed to by law. And indeed, Greater Manchester have already gone to court and got a 12-month extension. Now, the MPs who we think are probably being looked at are David Nuttall in Bury North, Amanda Milling, Cannock Chase, Michael Ellis in Northampton North, Scott Mann in North Cornwall, George Eustace in Camborne and Redruth, Kevin Foster in Torbay, Oliver Colville, Plymouth Sutton and Devonport, Graham Evans in Weaver Vale, and in Gloucestershire, either Alex Chalk in Cheltenham or Neil Carmichael in Stroud. The interesting one, though, with the one that the Conservatives are probably most worried about, is South Thanet, where Craig McKinley beat Nigel Farage, the UKIP leader. That was the very first one we started investigating, and we haven't yet heard whether the Kent police are intending to go to court or indeed whether they're investigating.
Steve Norris, let me take you to the election expenses investigations. We now know 7 police forces investigating a series of Conservative MPs. I mean, Conservative central officers have handled this terribly, haven't they? I mean, they initially sort of said everything was done according to the rules, then they said, oh, administrative error.
Well, to be honest with you, I've not been following the story in detail, but I think everybody knows that the system's quite odd in this country. Parties can spend as many millions as they like at a national level, but absolutely a penny over at a local level, and we've both been in the situation.
But the party's back to rise, isn't it?
I mean, well, I'll tell you what I do think. I mean, every single 48-sheet poster that you see for any party in any campaign is in somebody's constituency. Does that count as a local expense, or does it count as a national expense?
The rules are pretty straightforward, actually.
I don't think they are at all.
And it's now clear that things haven't been declared.
To be honest with you, I don't think the rules are at all clear.
But everyone's very sort of nonchalant about this. We're talking about 27 MPs in a government that's only got a majority of 12. Well, I mean, this could be an illegitimate government.
Well, let's wait and see the result of the investigation. But I think what you'll find is huge police resources devoted to this, that actually the law itself is a bit of an ass. It's always been the case that the idea that you can spend millions nationally and yet only a few thousand locally.
I think this sort of complacency is what the problem is. I think you do have to take the rules seriously, and I think that you can't just chuck the amount of money that the Tories do at marginal seats and not expect to be able to keep proper accounts.
Well, why has Labour been so quiet on this, though? I mean, is it because you're worried about what you've been doing yourself?
I think that we've been busy on elections, and we've been busy winning elections and doing well, and we have other things and other preoccupations. If the Tories have crossed the line in terms of the law, then the law will deal with it, and I'm glad to see that it's being taken properly and being taken seriously by the police. There are a number of police forces who now seem to be working together in order to investigate this, and the law must unfold. But I don't think it's right for the Tories to be complacent about this. I think they should be seriously worried.
Nobody's being complacent, but I'll tell you what, if the Tories are found to be guilty of it, I think you'll find a few Labour MPs in the car.
And the Tories today knighted Linton Crosby, who was responsible for this divisive campaign, and Linton Crosby, who oversaw the general election campaign. I wonder if they'll be wondering about taking back that knighthood.
Tragically, he walked past the cameras at Buckingham Palace today without refusing to talk to us. But there we are.
Right.
Steve Norris, Emily Thornbury, thank you very much.
Ain't gonna happen.
Okay.
I've been getting away with it all my